And today we are going to be going over our December budget for the last month of 2020. So this is going to be a little different than my normal videos for two reasons. One, this is my second time recording this. The first time I had messed up the settings on the camera, so it did not look very good at all. So the numbers are already recorded underneath this page, and so we're just going to kind of go down the list and talk about each one. Also, the second reason is we're going to do the budget and the sinking funds in one, so you kind of get the whole picture in one video and it's not split up for you guys. So to start, we're going to scroll down, and first we are going to list our income. So for my husband and I, we bring in at a minimum $4,820. This is very conservative. We try to under budget our income and over budget our expenses. So then we'll scroll down and we'll get to our fixed expenses first. And the first one listed is our mortgage. This includes our loan for a house, obviously, and then it also includes our escrow, which is our property taxes and our homeowner's insurance, and that is currently $1,150. Next, we have our RAV4 payment. We have a 2019 hybrid RAV4. And next, we have our braces. I got braces last year around February, and they came off in August. Ooh, I should probably know that. I don't remember. So I'm pretty sure July. We still have to make payments on it though, but it is a 0% interest. So we're not highly focused on it. We just pay the minimum. Next, we have our cleaning service that comes in and professionally cleans our house for $135 a month. And next we have our phone plan. So we have two phones with Verizon, and it's $132 with our insurance and then our phone lines. We have our internet that comes in at $75 a month. Our sewer and garbage is $68 a month. We have our life insurance for the two of us. That's $38 a month. And lastly, for our fixed expenses, we have Netflix, which is $10. We just have the one screen basic account. And those add up to $2,217. Next, we have our variable expenses. These are ones that have more flexibility for us to change month to month. And so for our sinking funds, we are adding $1,726 to our sinking funds. It is a little higher than we normally do, but we wanted to take the opportunity to cushion a lot of our accounts. Next, we have groceries, which we increased this a bit also. We have our Costco membership coming in, and we do have the executive membership. So we did get a check and we are saving that to use towards it, but it doesn't cover the whole amount. So we do have a little extra to pay. Next, we have our restaurant. We doubled this month because we have Matt's birthday and we also have Matt and I's anniversary. So I think for those two events, we will either go out or order takeout from our favorite restaurants. And next, so that totals for a variable $2,476. And so if you take our income and you subtract out our fixed expenses minus our variable expenses, you'll have a remaining amount of $127, and that will go to our extra debt that we are going to be working on in December. That is the end of our December budget. This has been a full year of budgeting. We had started really cracking down in January. We did budget loosely prior to this, but we made sure our fixed expenses were covered, but we didn't allocate a specific amount for groceries. We didn't allocate for restaurant. It was, well, do we have money in the bank account? Then yeah, sure. It was more loosely monitored. We still didn't abuse our credit cards too much, and they still were paid off each month, but we weren't able to save as much for our sinking funds or pay extra on debt typically. So next we're going to flip this over, which I'm going to hide these numbers because I had thought I was getting ahead and filmed 2 videos with the wrong settings. So that's fantastic. So these were going to be 2 videos, but since I have to re-record them, I decided to group them together for you. So for our sinking funds, we need it to add up to the $1,726 that was listed in our budget. So we're going to work down each category. Well, first I want to mention we have our funds on this side. We will have our starting balance. Once November is officially closed in a couple days, then we will add our starting balances. We do have a rough idea of what's in there right now with what we've spent throughout the month, but there are a couple days, so those can adjust some. So that's why we're not adding in there. We will add what we expect or budget to put towards these accounts, but because life happens, we might have to adjust them a little bit, but we try to stay pretty close to these amounts. So first we have Amazon, and that is $119 plus tax. So we divide that by 12 and it comes to a little less than $11. So we round up to a whole number. For auto insurance, we allocate $175 each month towards that. That includes our truck, RAV4, and 2 motorcycles that we have. Next, we have auto maintenance. We are taking out $50 from our budget for that. Beauty's getting $130. There is a new nail polish collection coming out, and I do need shampoo and conditioner. Also, I have an eyebrow appointment each month. So next we have BHA. That is about $60 for 3 years. So we just put a little amount towards that each month. Car tabs are $35. And again, that includes our 2 regular vehicles and then our 2 motorcycles. Clothes, we add $35 amount to each of ours, and we do break it out per person so that if Matt sees something he wants, then he knows exactly how much he can get and doesn't have to worry about making sure that I have enough. We just separate it out from the beginning. Next, we have dental, and we're not adding anything into that because it has accumulated a decent amount and we don't typically need any work done on our teeth when we go. So it's not area of concern for us. And for our doctors, it's kind of the same. It has a pretty good balance, and in the next year we will be lumping those 2 and our vision category that we'll talk about into just one medical. And next we have our dogs category. So this one we did increase a little bit more. We've always been hitting the max each month, and we just want to kind of get ahead of it and hopefully building extra in it. So next we have electric, and I know this is a weird place to put it. Some people might put it in their variable account, but since we don't have as much control over it, we try to average it out every year, which last year was about $80. And so that's what we take out of our budget. And it builds a cushion, so on months where it's under, it will add a balance that will just roll over to the next month, and then on the months that it's over, it can pull from that starting balance and add to the $80. Our electric company calls it comfort billing, and it will average it for you, but I would rather just do that for myself. So for entertainment, we are adding $50. For fitness, this has quite a bit of balance also. We did have a gym membership before everything shut down, but then once it shut down, and it did open back up, but the hours were limited and we just didn't feel comfortable going back, so we canceled it. And so we've been accumulating that for a while, and it has probably like $200 in there. We're just kind of letting it sit, and we're not really adding to it right now. For furniture, we are still looking for a new entertainment center. We're kind of going back and forth on different ideas of what we want. So we're still adding $100. So we have the money there if we see anything we like, and then we don't have to worry about saving up for it and it going out of stock or anything like that. We would be able to buy it right away. Next, we have gas. So we are adding $150. For gifts, we are adding $155. Next, for HOA, we are adding $15. That is $180 for the year, and so divide that by 12, and that gives you 15. It has almost 180. It is due next month, so I think with January, it would be 180, if my calculations are correct. So for home maintenance, we are adding $100. Hunting and outdoors, we are adding $150. For office supplies and books, we are adding $80. Next, we have our vacation fund that we are starting to kind of build up. Vision is $35 a month. I get daily contacts because I am allergic to the silicone in the other contacts. So I now have to get the daily ones, which have quite a upfront cost. They usually have a rebate system where you can get over half of it onto a gift card. You do have to submit the receipt and all this stuff. I've done it for the past 2 years, and normally that was in September, but with everything, I just kind of hold it off, and I do have an appointment in January, and hopefully they're still doing that rebate. We will see. If not, I'll have to talk with my eye doctor to see what we can do. So last, we have our water bill. That is quarterly, and we average about $18 a month over the year. Usually in our third quarter, it's our hottest months, and so we usually water our grass a little bit more. And also there is a irrigation tax that we have. It's like less than $10, and once a year, it's not that bad. So if we add all of those up, that comes out to $1,726, which matches our budget. Perfect. So for our sinking funds, a couple things. I did mention how we're combining dental doctor and vision into a medical file. I think we will be also separating out groceries and household. We might move household into a sinking fund just so that anything that's left over can be rolled over to the next month. And the next one we want to add is electronics. I did do an insurance claim to replace the one I have now, but it's a Galaxy S7 Edge, so it's a little dated, a little slow. So I think in about a year, we might get another one, but we obviously need to save up and create that account. And lastly, I think gifts, we're still kind of talking about it, but separating it out so that we have gifts for birthdays and events throughout the year, and then a separate Christmas category because I do have a large family and I love getting them gifts. And to be able to do that, we need to save and not have it impact our monthly budget as hard if we're saving every month a certain amount. So this is how we are going to wrap up the year of 2020. Hopefully we end strong. We do hope to get a little bit extra income to be able to add to this account. We just cushioned a few categories, which kind of reduced this down. And I am thinking of doing a Q&A in January. And if you have any questions that you would like to know, just leave them in the comments. I will gather them up and then do a video in January sometime. And I think that's everything. Make sure you like, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!